Hey, well, firstly, kia ora, good afternoon, everybody. We're on the last day of our trip to PNG, and it's been a really great visit, actually, fantastic trip. And obviously, since I last saw you, we had our formal bilateral with the Prime Minister and his cabinet ministers. We also had a fantastic function here at the High Commission, celebrating all New Zealanders that are and PNGers that are actually sort of involved in building our relationship. And then this morning, we've had some really good interactions with the business community as well, along with the Deputy Prime Minister. So it's been a really good visit in a short period of time. I think we've done a lot, and you leave here feeling very proud about the relationship that we've built over 50 years, but very excited actually about the next 50 years and what comes by us working together, and obviously deepening out those trade and economic ties, the defence and security ties, and also the people-to-people links. But happy to take your questions.
You mentioned support for fisheries, scholarships, all Pacific students and other nations benefit, or is it just PNG specific?
Oh, look, across the Pacific we do everything we can to try and encourage more scholarships and engagement with the New Zealand system. It's really deeply appreciated. I remember being in Tonga last year and meeting with a number of the alumni that have benefited from New Zealand scholarships. So wherever we can, we're trying to constantly keep expanding those opportunities for people across the Pacific, and I'm really proud of the contribution, because it's inevitably you run into somebody who has got a senior management job in the officials, on the official side, or even as a minister now in the government, that had an exposure to a New Zealand education or a New Zealand scholarship, and I often get played back. And even in my time here the last few days, a couple of people have come up to me and said, hey, listen, I wanted to say thank you. I had a woman and her son come up to me last night actually and just say exactly that they had both been educated in New Zealand through the scholarship program, and really appreciated it. It sort of changed the trajectory of where they were going and what was possible for them in a career sense. So we'll continue to expand it wherever we can. Yeah.
Have you had a letter from the Solomon Islands Prime Minister?
Not that I'm aware of. I'm aware of media reporting of how PIF may be organised, but what I'd just say is nothing official. And what I'd say is we're very big supporters of the status quo being maintained. Obviously, ultimately that's a decision for the host and also the members to talk through.
RNZ understands other leaders have received that letter.
I just haven't checked them. They may have come through from my office, but I just was travelling. I'm unaware of where that's happening.
Did the video come up at all in your talks with them?
Yeah, it did, and actually we spoke about it in a number of different places actually, and they're very, very grateful for the support of Sajiri Makarai. They're very grateful for the work of New Zealand, talking about and the support that we've been able to give them. I was very encouraged that we had in Burnham, we had James Marape, the Prime Minister, actually come in for those conversations, which was really important and very special too. So they are really committed to working on their side with the Port Pavilions. It's been a very constructive process, and every time I spoke to them about it, they were very grateful for all the help and support that we've given them, along with the UN as well.
We understand that Luxon has suggested that dialogue meetings will be scrapped at the upcoming PIF. Would you support that approach?
Well, look, as I said, our position is we think the status quo is the right way to go forward, but ultimately that's a decision for the host and the members to discuss before the meeting takes place.
Would that give preferential treatment to China though?
Sorry?
Would that be giving preferential treatment to China though?
Well, again, I haven't seen the letter, in fairness, as I've been on the road here in PNG, but I just say I've seen media reports of what has been proposed. As I understand it, what they're saying is all dialogue partners would not be attending the PIF. Our preference is that we actually have the status quo, which is what we've done over a number of years, so that the focus stays on the core work of PIF as it goes forward.
And what do you think? Stance on Taiwan being excluded from the upcoming PIF?
Again, our position really clearly is we want to maintain the status quo that's been in place for a number of years at PIF, and we think that's really important because it's a chance for the Pacific family to come together, and then for dialogue partners to actually engage through the PIF organisation, which is, as I said yesterday, an organisation that's continued to grow and to build capability to be the central body that deals with Pacific issues.
Taiwan should have a place informally or formally in these kind of regional dialogues?
Yeah, look, again, our position is to maintain what we've been doing always, which is the status quo as we've seen over a number of years now. We think that works very well.
Well, what do you think about the reporting that Taiwan's had difficulties in being able to try and access and get diplomatic access to?
Look, I mean, different countries through the Pacific have their different stances. Again, what we would underscore is the approach that we've taken over a number of years, where all dialogue partners are invited, is actually a good thing. That has been the status quo, as I said, and has been the mode for some time. that would be our preference.
Is it concerning to you though?
Sorry.
Just on Pacific unemployment, it's spiked now, it's more than double the national average. What's your response to that, and do you think the government's doing enough to address?
Yeah, look, I mean, we always knew that we're peaking on unemployment back at home, and that is a function of when you lose focus on spending and inflation and interest rates go up and the economy goes to recession. The last thing that happens is that employers and businesses start laying off workers. So it was forecast to be slightly higher than what it is actually. What the number came through at 5.2% today. So that's but actually what we know is that this is actually at peaking now, and we know as we look out, the economy is projected to grow at 2.7% on average over the next 4 years. 240,000 new jobs being created over that 4-year period as well. So we've got to, that's why we're doing everything we can to.
But your government cut to Aotearoa, which is a program to support Pacific people in employment. Is that enough?
Well, the biggest thing we can do is get the economy managed well again after mismanagement from Labour that caused the pain and suffering for Pacifica people, lower middle income working New Zealanders up and down New Zealand. And so that's why we're doing everything we can to get, we've got inflation under control, we've got interest rates coming down, we've got the economy growing, and with that then businesses are expected to increase hiring as a result going forward from here. We're doing everything we can to make sure that we're supporting people through cost of living around tax relief, inflation relief, interest rate relief, but obviously the work that we're doing, say, on family boost, and on the other hand we've actually got to grow incomes. And the really encouraging thing is today we also saw that average hourly income was up 4.5%, inflation's up 2.7%, and under our government we've had wages growing faster than inflation, which is how people get ahead ultimately. We've obviously got more work to grow incomes, that's why we're doing a lot of things around improving education, that's why we're doing a lot of things about accelerating infrastructure, getting rid of red tape, opening up trading opportunities for New Zealand businesses internationally, which is what this trip's been about, or partly about. We're doing all of those things to grow incomes and at the same time support people's cost of living in a targeted way as we can.
Just finally, Prime Minister, what's your message to people who are seeing stuff like this and thinking of leaving to Australia?
Well, again, I mean, our position is that we are building this economy and rebuilding this economy so that if people want to work hard, they can get ahead. We are rebuilding our education system so that that your child will have a competitive education that will actually stand them in good stead relative to kids at the same age in different countries around the world to access those higher paying jobs. We're seeing us put huge amounts of record investment into healthcare, really increase the hiring of doctors and nurses. We've started to see the stabilisation and in some cases the improvement of key health metrics, which has been really important. And importantly, you want to feel safe in your communities and your home and your business, and we've been working hard to make sure we restore law and order as well. And if we can do all of those things, you make the assessment this is a place where you've got a great future, and that's what our job is as a government. That's what we've been very fixated on in the last 18 months.
Your government also removed the Reserve Bank's mandate to consider employment. Do you think that has not had an effect?
I think giving the Reserve Bank a single-minded focus on tackling inflation is the single biggest thing that we can do to help lower middle income New Zealanders. That is the single biggest thing. Who are the people that have got hurt through Labour's mismanagement by increasing spending, driving up inflation, driving up interest rates, putting the country into recession for 3 years, and then increasing unemployment? People are losing their jobs off the back of economic mismanagement from a Labour government. And unemployment's the last thing as we work our way through the reset. But I just say to you, having the Reserve Bank focus on inflation back from 7.3% down to under 3% is a good thing.